and welcome to the second to last Henry VI Part 3 Shakesyear monologue. Switching things up there a little bit on the intro for you. So yeah, Henry VI Part 3, we only have today and tomorrow left to go with it, and then it's almost over. And it's been a play of intrigue, it's been a play of action and deceit and poor choices and people flipping sides all over the place, and the killing off of a lot of characters that we've gotten to know pretty well in the course of the last 8 plays that we've been through, because a lot of them sort of carry through, or at least have ties to, all the way back in the Henry IV parts 1 and 2. So this has been like 6 plays worth of basically the same characters or similar casts of characters just getting shuffled around in their titles and all that sort of thing. So anyway, King Edward is having a resurgence. The Yorkists are having a resurgence in the War of the Roses, and they captured King Henry and they threw him in a tower, and then they killed his son Edward in front of Queen Margaret, who then begged to please be killed herself. They didn't kill her, they took her off to somewhere, and meanwhile Richard, the Duke of Gloucester, snuck away. And also bear in mind, this is Richard, who is very often portrayed as a hunchback. There's lots of references to him being physically deformed in the play, and he just really wants the crown. So he sneaks away to the tower where Henry is being held, and yesterday we had him confronting Henry. Henry basically knows that Richard is there to kill him, and then Richard admits to having killed Henry's son Edward, which really kind of undoes Henry, and he finally lets loose because he's been very mild through most of the 3 plays, but to have his son be slaughtered was a bit much for him. So he starts sort of railing on Richard and pointing out all of his inadequacies, and Richard literally cuts him off by stabbing him so that Henry dies. And Henry, with his dying breath, is sort of like, you know, God forgive my sins and yours too, I guess. And then he dies. And Richard says, "What? Will the aspiring blood of Lancaster sink in the ground? I thought it would have mounted. See how my sword weeps for the poor king's death? Oh, may such purple tears be always shed from those that wish the downfall of our house. If any spark of life be yet remaining, down," he stabs him again, "down to hell, and say I sent thee thither. I that have neither pity, love, nor fear. Indeed, 'tis true that Henry told me of, for I have often heard my mother say I came into the world with my legs forward. Had I not reason, think ye, to make haste, and seek their ruin that usurped our right?" The midwife wondered, and the women cried, "Oh, Jesus bless us, he is born with teeth." And so I was, which plainly signified that I should snarl and bite and play the dog. Then since the heavens have shaped my body so, let hell make crooked my mind to answer it. I have no brother, I am like no brother, and this word love, which graybeards call divine, be resident in men like one another, and not in me. I am myself alone. Clarence, beware. Thou keepst me from the light, but I will sort a pitchy day for thee. For I will buzz abroad such prophecies that Edward shall be fearful of his life, and then to purge his fear, I'll be thy death. King Henry and the prince's son are gone. Clarence, thy turn is next, and then the rest, counting my sad but bad, till I be best. I'll throw thy body in another room, and triumph, Henry, in thy day of doom. And thus ends Act 5, Scene 6. We only have one more scene with one more significant monologue in it before this play is over. So yeah, it's an interesting bit from Richard. He very maliciously has just killed the king and then stabs him again after he's been killed, because he really just enjoys stabbing Henry the king. And he reiterates the fact that he's been told his whole life that he is ugly and unlovable and deformed, so he feels justified in just kind of being a jerk and running around and doing whatever it takes to get what he wants. And then he sets his sights specifically on Clarence, the Duke of Clarence, who is his brother George, who would now be the next in line for the throne. So the only people keeping Richard from the throne are Clarence and then King Edward. So Richard wants to get rid of Clarence first, and he's going to do that by going to other countries and spreading rumors about Clarence, so that Edward becomes suspicious of Clarence, and then Richard can kill Clarence and be the good guy, if that makes any sense. So yeah, he's malicious, he's clever, he's kind of delicious, and he just killed a king and he really enjoyed it. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow for the last of Henry VI Part 3. Oh, I'm sad to be leaving this play. It's there's so much in it. There's so much in this play. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for the last of it. Mwah.